Hey there, Issa. I'm going to read you a whole bunch of Aesop because they're all really short, and I know you want to fall asleep to the sound of my voice. So, I love you. Here it goes. The Bat and the Weasels. A bat who fell upon the ground and was caught by a weasel pleaded to be spared his life. The weasel refused, saying that he was by nature the enemy of all birds. The bat assured him that he was not a bird, but a mouse, and thus was set free. Shortly afterwards the bat again fell to the ground, and was caught by another weasel, whom he likewise entreated not to eat him. The weasel said that he had a special hostility to mice. The bat assured him that he was not a mouse, but a bat, and thus a second time escaped. It is wise to turn circumstances to good account. The Fox and the Hedgehog. A fox swimming across a rapid river was carried by the force of a current into a very deep ravine, where he lay for a long time, very much bruised, sick, and unable to move. A swarm of hungry, blood-sucking flies settled upon him. A hedgehog, passing by, saw his anguish, and inquired if he should drive away the flies that were tormenting him. "By no means," replied the fox. "Pray do not molest them." "How is this?" said the hedgehog. "Do you not want to be rid of them?" "No," returned the fox, "for these flies which you see are full of blood, and sting me but little, and if you rid me of these which are already satiated, others more hungry will come in their place, and will drink up all the blood I have left." The Fox and the Leopard. The fox and the leopard disputed which was more beautiful of the two. The leopard exhibited one by one the various spots which decorated his skin, but the fox, interrupting him, said, "And how much more beautiful than you am I, who am decorated not in body, but in mind." The Fox and the Monkey. A monkey once danced in an assembly of the beasts, and so pleased them all by his performance that they elected him their king. A fox, envying him the honor, discovered a piece of meat lying in a trap, and led the monkey to the place where it was, said that she had found a store, but had not used it. She had kept it for him as treasure trove of his kingdom, and counseled him to lay hold of it. The monkey approached carelessly and was caught in the trap, and on his accusing the fox of purposely leading him into the snare, she replied, "Oh, monkey, and are you, with such a mind as yours, going to be king over the beasts?" The Lion, the Fox, and the Ass. The lion, the fox, and the ass entered into an agreement to assist each other in the chase. Having secured a large booty, the lion, on their return from the forest, asked the ass to allot his due portion to each of the three partners in the treaty. The ass carefully divided the spoil into 3 equal shares, and modestly requested that the 2 others to make the first choice. The lion, bursting out into a great rage, devoured the ass. Then he requested the fox to do him the favor to make a decision. The fox accumulated all that they had killed into one large heap, and left to himself the smallest possible morsel. The lion said, "Who has taught you, my very excellent fellow, the art of division? You are perfect to a fraction." He replied, "I learned it from the ass, by witnessing his fate. Happy is she who learns from the misfortune of others." The Monkey and the Camel. We got some new animals coming on here. The Monkey and the Camel. The beasts of the forest gave a splendid entertainment at which the monkey stood up and danced. Having vastly delighted the assembly, he sat down amidst universal applause. The camel, envious of the praises bestowed on the monkey, and desiring to divert himself to the favor of the guests, proposed to stand up in his turn and dance for their amusement. He moved about in so utterly ridiculous a manner that the beasts, in a fit of indignation, set upon him with clubs, and drove him out of the assembly. It is absurd to ape our betters. The Mouse, the Frog, and the Hawk. A mouse who had always lived on the land, by an unlucky chance formed an intimate acquaintance with a frog, who lived for the most part in the water. The frog, one day intent on mischief, bound the foot of the mouse tightly to his own. Thus joined together, the frog first of all led his friend the mouse to a meadow where they were accustomed to find their food. After this he gradually led him towards the pool in which he lived, until reaching the very brink he suddenly jumped in, dragging the mouse with him. The frog enjoyed the water amazingly, and swam, croaking about as if he had done a great deed. The unhappy mouse was soon suffocated by the water, and his dead body floated about on the surface, tied to the foot of the frog. A hawk observed it, and pounced upon it with its talons, carrying it aloft. The frog, being still fastened to the leg of the mouse, was also carried off a prisoner, and was eaten by the hawk. Harm hatch, not catch. The Sick Lion. A lion, unable from old age and infirmities to provide himself with food by force, resolved to do so by artifice. He returned to his den, and lying down there pretended to be sick, taking care that his sickness should be publicly known. The beasts expressed their sorrow, and came one by one to his den, where the lion devoured them. After many of the beasts had thus disappeared, the fox discovered the trick, and presenting himself to the lion, stood on the outside of the cave, at a respectful distance, and asked him how he was. "I am very middling," replied the lion, "but why do you stand without? Pray enter within to talk to me." "No, thank you," said the fox. "I notice that there are many prints of feet entering your cave, but I see no trace of any returning. He is wise who is warned by the misfortune of others." God, these foxes are smart. And of course, the classic, the tortoise and the hare. The hare was once boasting of his speed before the other animals. "I have never yet been beaten," said he, "when I put forth my full speed. I challenge anyone here to race with me." The tortoise said quietly, "I accept your challenge." "That is a good joke," said the hare. "I could dance around you all the way." "Keep your boasting until you've been beaten," answered the tortoise. "Shall we race?" So a course was fixed, and a start was made. The hare darted out of sight almost at once, but soon stopped, and to show his contempt for the tortoise, lay down to have a nap. The tortoise plodded on, and when the hare awoke from his nap, he saw the tortoise nearing the finish line, and he could not catch up in time to save the race. Plodding wins the race. So, that is all of Aesop on this website, which you sent me. Aesop's a cool guy. If you're not asleep by now, you should listen to one of my other videos, which I'm not sure if you'll have yet, but I will soon send them to you. Night-night.